Hey guys, and welcome to this short tutorial on how you can improve your own skyscrapers in Minecraft. I almost wanted to say city skylines, but well, that's not the case. I've actually been playing Minecraft for quite a while, for maybe about 12 years or so, and I wanted to share some tips and tricks that I learned during my Minecraft time on how to create realistic looking skyscrapers in this game. I found some techniques that you can use and I wanted to share those with you. Very often people tend to create these simple blocks with only one block variation and a few glass panes, and yeah, that's it. But that itself is actually not the problem why your skyscrapers might look uninteresting and boring. It's more about what you do with those blank walls. And yeah. Let me search for some concrete here. I'm going to use cyan and white concrete because I wanna go for a more tropical theme, like a Miami Beach or maybe like Australia's Golden Coast. And yeah, but feel free to use any color that you like. So it's basically all about decorating it. And very often you don't need to add very much to it to achieve a more interesting look. So we simply add a line of blocks down here, then let's add a variation above. And to finish it off, let's put a few more of the cyan ones up here. And to add even more variation, we'll leave this line up here empty, and technically after that we will just repeat the pattern again. You can change, of course, the colors as you like and add other patterns or, you know, to spice things up a bit. And yeah, it instantly looks way better than before. Before even thinking about patterns or skyscrapers, you should definitely decide on what room height you want to use, because it will change some building strategies depending on your choice. So I love to build with a 5 block height for the windows. So you could add another line of blocks in the middle, you know, as a little divider, and of course use all your space that you get in the room. 4 blocks high might also work, it might not. It kinda depends on what you wanna build, because of course you don't have a clear middle here. But I guess you can still use slabs to create a kind of middle, but of course you're gonna limit yourself to slabs here. So if we take pale oak for example, put it right there, you see you will achieve a little middle, but it will hinder your view out of the skyscraper. So yeah. For 3 you have a middle again, but of course you will still hinder your view. So you probably don't want to go for 3 or 2, because if you really want to live in it, have an apartment for example, it's yeah not really fun to play in it. But if you want to stack things up and have a lot of different floors or levels, then of course you can take this and yeah, create a cool effect. But I mean, you can't even stack chests above each other, right? So yeah, decide what you want to go for. But I tend to go for a 5 block height, so that people can actually live in it and yeah, have fun with it. So what we have here is a large panorama view, and it looks quite nice already. So yeah, but there are many ways that you can decorate this to make it even more exciting and make it less boring of a repeating pattern, right? So what I find particularly cool is if we add even more glass. So I recommend using a different color, however. I will take white glass panes for this and add it to our glass surface to create a cool little effect. And now if we have a look at it from the side, you can see that the glass panes connect to the glass blocks on the inner side, which creates a really nice effect. And we'll use a similar effect like this in a few seconds again, because it looks really good. Of course, feel free to pull this up as high as you want, or as your skyscraper can go. So yeah, I promise it will look beautiful in the end. Okay, this also goes for some special techniques. Some people like to build their skyscrapers in a diagonal way. To be honest, I haven't really done that before, so I don't have that much experience with it. So it kinda looks more realistic when you do this. I've seen a few builds and honestly I might try this because it seems to work really well. So for this diagonal surface you can add a few more of these to create this cool effect again, and you can also expand on it by using different materials like iron bars, chains, fences, etc. And what you can do here is get a debug stick, if you're playing in creative of course, and remove the connection to the glass here on this side. And then, to finish it up, add some pale oak slabs to hold it in place. So yeah, it looks really nice from afar. If you're playing in survival, your best shot to achieve this effect is if you use the chains, because they won't connect to the glass. And I mean, we're also getting some new copper ones as well, so I might actually end up using the weathered variants because they have a more blue or greenish color to them, and I think that also fits here quite well. So yeah, this technique also works with non-diagonal walls. Just leave one block between them and you will achieve this effect once you stack it up. And don't worry too much if you still feel like it looks quite boring, because the thing with skyscrapers is that they look so impressive because they are that high, right? So once you pull this up, it will look great, trust me. Try to imagine it as a whole building. It's basically all about adding variety to your blank walls, and you can do a lot, and I just want to give you some inspiration, but feel free to try everything out that comes to your mind. Here I just added a few stairs in it to give it this special look. It's not that deep, you know, but it adds a variety compared to this really blank wall. Yeah, I think it's a small detail, but I guess it adds a lot, right? So same goes for this one. You can use similar colors. For example, this tough wall is also kinda gray and it adds this special effect. So yeah, I also kinda like it. Up next are these huge walls. They are actually right at the ground level, or imagine that they are. So it will make an interesting entry for our skyscraper. So to add more variety and you know, to create an interesting surface here with this wall at the entrance, you kind of want to differentiate it a bit from the general skyscraper. So what you want to do is maybe switch glass blocks with glass panes, or add some windowsills, put some flower pots on it. But what I'm gonna do here is expand these slabs all the way over here and also above right here. And now we can add andesite pillars and add it to every edge. And along with those pillars, yeah, it already looks better, but we can also add the final detail of a few cool glass panes that create this, of course, this effect I mentioned earlier. And it works best with 3 wide windows, but you can also use them with a debug stick, for example, on the 2 wide ones. Especially at the lower levels, it's great to have this idea of more platforms for like a little terrace or maybe a pool. Yeah, just let your imagination run free here. And then let the real skyscraper maybe start over here, and now you have created yourself another level of variation. You see, it's all about breaking up that monotony of the blank wall by repeating or decorating and yeah, creating these different levels within your building. So what is also very common for vacation resorts, at least, is that the skyscrapers have a huge amount of balconies. To make it look more interesting, we need some sort of railing here for our balcony. You know, that people won't fall off the building, but I feel like that's not enough here most of the time. So we add some slabs again to create more layering within this half block. And I really like to use pale oak for these ones here because they have a more modern vibe to them. And yeah, I also really like that. We'll transform this window now to a door by expanding it outside. And then putting the iron bars in the middle of it so that it looks like a handle. So imagine it being able to close this door by moving those glass panes again. Of course it's not possible, but you can leave your imagination to it. Okay, so now I'm gonna give you a short little tour of my skyscraper that I created using all those techniques. Here we have a little balcony that's just almost inside the house again. It doesn't open up much space, but it's a simple little detail here. And also the platform where we could add a pool or maybe something else, like a hang-around area, using the glass pane technique all the way up there. I'm actually going to go into spectator mode so that I can show you it better. And what I did, I broke this glass surface up by adding a little balcony in the middle. I saw that actually in City Skylines and got inspired by it, so I actually rebuilt it here. And I think it also helps to break up this monotony that these surfaces would go up all the way up there. But even if they did, I think it would still look cool. However, once you break up things, it becomes even more interesting. So try things out, search for real places, and you know, you will probably get something similar like this. So yeah. Also on the side you can see the combination of the window panes and the window blocks, and yeah. Also here the pattern that I showed you earlier. It actually goes around the corner and connects up to the balconies as well. And yeah, everything, every third pattern block, the little balcony also expands onto it. So just to, you know, have some variation and that it doesn't all look the same. Here are some bigger balconies. I actually combined two of those to make it more interesting. Also the quartz combination here. I didn't use the concrete one actually in this build, but I might use it in a later one. And yeah, it's just using all these techniques and putting them together into one skyscraper. Up here we have some variety of diorite walls and also these fences, and they actually don't connect to each other, so you won't have to use the debug stick. And yeah, so that looks kind of cool. Also added some concrete that always shifts about 2 blocks and create a cool pattern again. It's all about creating interesting things for the eye, right? So here's another balcony right on top, like a penthouse outlook for the probably very rich people that live up there. Also try to do something different right at the top so that you have like some kind of penthouse or maybe an outlook, whatever you want to do there. Also, don't forget to put in the floor. It looks much better when you have it in, because it will just render differently, I guess. I'm not sure how to explain it, but if you can, try to add the floor to it. If not, yeah, it will still look cool, but maybe get a few friends to build it if you're doing it in vanilla, or if you're doing it in creative, then use some world edit or something like that. For the roof decorations, these are kind of typical, a lot of people do that, using some rails and iron blocks and also like a little antenna with some redstone torches up at the top, so that if you look from afar you will see something lighting up there for the planes and stuff like that, right? So here's another rooftop access. You can add multiple of these to create even more depth and variety. So yeah, but I feel like that sums it up quite well. Okay guys, I hope I could help you with this short little tutorial. And maybe some of you will create some awesome skyscrapers from now on. If you have any questions left, feel free to ask me in the comments. Drop a like and maybe subscribe if you want to see more Minecraft content as well, so that I know I could do some more of it, if you know what I mean. So, okay, thanks for watching guys, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.